Yo. What up, everybody? What up? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Just logging on. What up? Just chilling out. All right, let's see what we got going. All right, so on the monthly, this is how I kind of look at things just quickly, because obviously monthly is like a bigger time frame. So I'm just looking at the higher of that closed above, that signals higher prices. We already got the higher prices, so that's kind of done. Now it's kind of above that. Then I go to the weekly. Let's see what the weekly is looking like. The weekly also gave you a close above, so that usually does signal higher prices at least, so we could possibly see some higher prices. That's just like kind of what I look at, just kind of give me an idea. So what I'm kind of looking for right now is just where are we going to target. And what I mean by where we're going to target is there's obviously only so many places we can target. So obviously here's one, and if anything, here's another, and that's on the weekly. So, and the weekly just started, so let's see. Yeah, all right, so that's that. And then you could probably go to the daily now. Let's look at the daily. We have a close above signaling higher prices, same thing. I mean, I do see this range right here being a range. This was a range right here. Alright. And this was your first gap, it looks like it tapped into. Daily. Yo, Eddie, what up, bro? What up? Hey, can you hear me alright? I'm not sure if you can hear me alright. What's good, Eddie? What's good? Actually, yeah, I'll cook up right now. I'm just trying to, like I said, I'm just going through like the process of how I look at things and what I look for, and just kind of give you an idea of what I'm kind of looking up and stuff. The heck? So I don't need this one. Let me close this one. Alright, let me see something. Yo. Yeah, sometimes it be tripping sometimes, so sometimes I can't tell. Yeah, my bad. I'm not sure if you guys could hear me or not. My mic be tripping sometimes. Oh, damn it. All right, but yeah, so look, this is the daily gap. That's better. All right, yeah, I turned it up a little bit. That's my fault. Yeah. Maybe you could hear me a lot better. But yeah. So like I was saying, obviously there's a high there, and then there's a high there. Those are obviously it's only two options it could go, right? And then you go to the daily. How I look at it, go to the daily. This was our first gap right here. So this is just like, that would kind of explain this right here. Yeah, let me see something. All right. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So like I said, this is your first gap. So it's obviously looking for liquidity. Yo, what up, Mugs? What up? So yeah, like that's the liquidity area, and then the top of here is a liquidity area. All right. So now I see that on the daily. So let me see something. Let me put this on the daily. Put this on the daily. And then I'll put number of candles. Guess like 8. Offset, put it like 10, 9. Yeah, something like that. Alright. So that's the daily. So now we're just gonna what's good, gang? Shit, man, just chilling right now, just hopping on. Just, you know what I mean? Just trying to cook up. Nothing's really gonna happen tonight, probably because it's it's a Sunday. It's just kind of warming up right now, but it's a good thing to try to figure out what the next few days are going to hold. So what I mean by that is, you want to use today and tomorrow to maybe gauge what the rest of the week is going to do. Because of that reason of understanding quarters, like I say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those are the days that are usually going to have a better more movement, if not like the real moves, compared to like not the real moves, I guess. Bro X and GC structure a little different right now. You mean GC like futures gold? But also what you guys want to start doing too is understanding um with another asset, like, actually my bad, I need this on here. Duplicate tab. So what I mean is, so when I go to silver, you gotta use multiple assets. It's going to seem crazy right now, but what I'm saying is it'll just make your life a lot. Yeah, spot futures, they're a little different. But what usually happens is they get back in sync after a while. And it could just be because of Sunday, where maybe, you know, people are just, that market is the one that's open compared to like this one. Like in my case, New York isn't open right now. But oh, yeah, I got some shit on that one. But yeah, it helps understanding like the SMTs and stuff. Let me give you guys a little sneak peek. This was kind of like the SMT stuff that was happening that was able to help me catch that move up on news. But yeah, but anyways, let me see. All right, back to this though. Let me see something. I gotta find this page real quick. All right, right here. All right. All right. Yeah. So like, so since we're on the daily now, when you align it lines up with the hourly. So you go to the hourly, and then you'll see what you kind of are looking at. So the bottom of that, if you kind of look over here, these are those three candles that I have right here. The Wednesday, the Friday, or the Wednesday, the Thursday, and then the Friday. It's kind of like that, right? So Friday would be this guy. So Thursday, Friday will technically be this candle right here. Will be this one. Because this is when the market closes. So when the market closes, the new, it's like a weird anyways. So let me see where the this was Thursday, but it's Thursday from here. Yeah, so it's from here to this over here. Perfect. So there goes the manipulation candle, and then this was the accumulation candle. So you have the accumulation, and then you have the distribution right here up until this next one, which would be here. So that was the distribution pretty much. So you could see the this is the A, this is the M, and this is the D, the distribution. All right, so my goal now is to try to figure out, is it going to reverse to come back down, or is it going to wick down, fill in this gap, and then go continue up? But yeah, there's a long story that I was cooking up yesterday of kind of what was going on. So here's one. Let me see. Here and here's that, and then here and here's that. So what I usually do is I put these dots just so I could remember where that box was at, just to in my head, so I could visualize it now without those boxes there, so I could just try to understand what's kind of going on. Hold up. But there was, I believe, was there a 1 hour? Well, they're technically now the next gap right here. Because remember, like we were saying, we're on the daily. That's the first gap on the daily. Then you go down to the 4 hour. The next gap on this 4 hour is right here. So if, like how I always say is, we're always targeting gaps. So either the gaps or highs. So this would be the high and this would be the gap. So there's obviously only two options it could choose, right? So now you kind of have your two locations. You're not really thinking of something way up here, you're not thinking of something way down here. You finally got your two kind of ideas now. That's how are you going to target up here or down here? So that's the next thing. Now you got to try to figure out that part. All right, anyways, that was the daily, right? Because like I was saying, this was the daily gap, and then that was the daily CRT in there for that. Wednesday. So like how I always say too is that if this is the CRT right here, once it finishes, that's all it is. That's all you're trading, unless your CRT was a bigger candle, or it was a weekly candle or a monthly candle or something different. But if your CRT is this high, that's kind of what you need to trade. Like, because that's how we trade it. We trade from the bottom of it to the top of it. So then now you got to figure out what happens after that. Let's see. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like for me. Make sure, get it popping. But yeah, all right, so let's figure this out. All right, so we see this target now. Oh crap. So what I want to do is label this the 4 hour. Oh bro, dang it, why I keep hitting that? All right, 4 hour. All right, oh, yeah. This is 4 hour. FVG, so that's one of those gaps we could possibly be targeting. All right, and then you obviously, like I said, we have this high now, and we have this high. Where should we be targeting? So I just know on this 1 hour, this was the move to the top of here. Now we got to see. It's what I always notice is that if this is the previous high, what it at least does is gives it, a tap before going up. So that could be what it's doing. So I think this could be a decision area, which kind of also gives you a target of this little gap that we had just marked out too. So you kind of got two areas to kind of target now, right? All right, so let's see. This is in a 1 hour chart, so we have this high here, tapped into that, and we created the high, and I believe that's all-time highs too, right? Yeah. All right, so let's see. Ooh. All right. Oh yeah. remove some of these. All right, so let's see. Hey, yo, type in the chat if you guys are still here. Let me know if you guys are still in the chat. All right, let's see some. Let me see some. That way I could drop some sauce. I'll drop some sauce right now. Drop some sauce. I got this whole model right here too. Can't wait till, man, y'all ain't even ready for this yet. Alright, so like I said, yo, for sure. Alright, Mugs, since I know you still here, so like I say about my buy up soon. Yeah, no, actually this is a good example. This is perfect. So look, just like this from the other day, I don't know if you be following me on Instagram and stuff, but on Instagram, like I'll post and let you guys understand and let you guys see that you see how like Asia is the low right here. London makes the real low before the move up. So the model that we talk about, it always has London as like London is where it makes that real true low at. So if you're on Asia session thinking you have a low, you get pushed up, you might think you're in a trade just to get, just for it to come down again. Especially if you get in up here or something. So part of the model itself is just understanding that London usually makes that low. So just going off of that, that's one example. I could show you another example. This one had Asia, but you look over here, this was another example right here. Same idea, same model, same everything. London made the low before the move up to at least target the high of that. So that's what I say is that's part of a model that I talk about, that it lets you know that London is the low. And then if you understand the quarters and stuff, that's how you know what. So let me just basing it off of that. So just understanding that London will make a low before the move up or something, or vice versa, because it's just the opposite if it's a buy or sell. If you see Asia right here and possibly New York right here too, I see both of these being as liquidity right here, that this is a whole session, and then this is a whole session that if London is really going to make that high, it could make that high something like this and then start moving its way down. So anybody who got in up here and is holding it, it's going to try to get them out one more time before it moves back down again. So you're definitely right, and I see that happening. But then it goes back to kind of the way I see it, though, is that you have to understand why it's going to go up. Whereas in somebody will take that buy and they're going to be expecting it to continue up, and then that's when it reverses too. So what it's doing right now is like what they always say before the move happens, is that it's kind of building orders. It's building orders on both sides. So pip and dip, yo. But yeah, like, so what they say is like it builds orders on both sides. So you could kind of see right here, this right here is kind of stopping people out. Look at the move kind of up. It's just kind of stopping people out both ways, and it's kind of getting bigger and bigger until it finally does stop and it just goes down. But it goes back to what I was saying about understanding London needing to be the lower high, not low or high. Low, like it's low or high, meaning if it's at the top or bottom. If you know this is the high right here and this is the high right here, and you need London to be the high, then if it starts to kind of push away without us, then it's not what I'm kind of looking for anyways, because I know London needs to be that low like that. So if this happens to be the move, that's what I would want to see first. But then it goes back to something a little bit deeper, just understanding that it is Sunday. So it goes back to understanding quarters. The first quarter's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it starts, it's just like because it is also Sunday. You have to remember that. So that's why I say too is when you understand what days we're in of the month, it's always different, but it's always the same. Like it's always the same, but it's always different. So that's why you always have to kind of adjust. It's not so much like the model will work, but the model will only show up when it's the right trade. So that does mean you might end up not having a trade just because it's not the correct trade anyways. Even if it runs 100 pips, the model itself, like I say about it, is like the model itself is for this move right here. So in order for you to catch that move, you have to have that model. But then what I also say is if this is the model right here and it makes this kind of move, then it's not going to show up right here because there's no way that move could be right there. So that's why I always say too is that if you're waiting for a trade, you might end up not catching it right here. You might not catch it right here. You might not catch it right here. You'll end up having to wait a little bit longer, but you almost know it's the right trade and it's going to be the one you want because it follows all of the rules and stuff. So that's just something slight. So like I say though, so when it's the right trade, it's gonna do what I want to see, a London sweep. So even if it runs without me, that's just telling me it's not the move like this. It might be one of these moves, it might be one of these moves, but it ain't gonna be this move because I know the move that is this requires it to be the London high or low. Oops. But yeah, that's just a little bit. So let me see something. But yeah, so like I was saying about this though. So now, this is our first fair value gap right here on the 4 hour. So if we're looking for a 4 hour gap, that means so a possible and if anything, if this ends up being the high, wonder if it does something like that. So it could get to this gap. It's obviously not just gonna go straight down. It's not gonna be that easy where if you just took a sell, it's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna go straight down. It's not gonna do straight like that. So it's gonna try to, but it is working its way down already. So let me see something. Okay, so like I was saying about the daily. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Hold on. Oh no, it's not. Okay, boom, boom. Daily. So you should see something on the 1 hour. Something on the 1 hour. Okay, right here. So I see this on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, I see a 4 hour gap. And with the 4 hour gap, daily. So there's a 4 hour gap right here. So that means, so then you go to the 15. Go to the 15. And you should see this model right here. we have a 4-hour gap. That's what we're working with right now, 4-hour gap. Alright, so let me see this 15. Alright, I see that in there. Put that low in there. Right here, maybe. Let's see. So maybe something from that. Let's see if we start targeting this blue line right here. Okay, so I see that happening. Hold on, let's see something. 4-hour. Alright, so this is the 4-hour. So this would be the low. So that's where it's kind of targeting. Alright. Okay, we had a close below here, and then 5-minute, it respected, and look, you got a gap here, and you pretty much closed all those. You know what? This gap right here, this is the gap it's holding. That's where it got rejected. That right there. Alright, and how I found that is you see this big giant close below. This like is like a big engulfing candle, and that was this wick. The fair value gap is the wick. So you can see right there. So when I see that, it usually goes to the previous low, but these are the previous lows right here. So I mean, it's already did that. So unless it means possibly right here, which that would be the next area, which is also a gap right here. So like I always say, it's targeting gap. So oh yeah, damn, I'm wondering if this is gonna be a quick sell right here. Wait, let me see something. No, 15. So what should this be right here? Daily is put this on the hourly. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, this is gonna push down. It's gonna go into there, I think. That's the first gap. That's the first gap, right? Well, that's not a gap. It's on 5. Yeah, that's that. Hmm. 92.8. Yeah, 40 pips. Yo. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. So look at there. Then that was the 83. That was the one I was thinking about. All right, so that is the first gap, right? So that's not like it's too crazy of a accomplishment, the fact. But actually, let me pull up silver. This is why I like doing silver, because it will you will see the there you go. You'll see the cracks in the chart. So look, this is 20 and this is 20. 20 made a high. Damn, that made an extra high. Oh yeah, we haven't even got to that yet. Oh, you see that? Hmm. Let's see something. Mm. Alright, let's see. Where's hourly? Where's that? It's hourly and 4-hour gap. Alright, so that's where it's gonna be. Alright. 3, 4. This is in first quarter. Oh yeah. So here. Asia. Yo, Fluidity, what up, bro? This is Don celery play right here. When you have that green one, it breaks the low, pushes down. Let's see. All right. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for London. Let's see what London we're still in Asia session, so what's going to happen is let's say Asia session closes right here. Obviously here is going to be the targets. Yeah, y'all, I appreciate you guys for watching though. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that like. That really helped me out. Appreciate it. We are cooking right now. Hey, if you guys have any questions, feel free to give me ask a question if you have any questions. All right, there it goes. There goes the celery play. Oh, there it goes. All right. There's your first target. Let's see how that goes. All right, there. Opening price. All right. 4-hour gap. Still 130 pips, 140 pips. Damn, that would have been the move right here though, right when we seen it. Kind of knew it was gonna go down. I'm gonna call it, bro. Catch NY. Yo, for sure, mugs, for sure. Yeah, I appreciate you, mugs. Appreciate it. Yeah, for sure, mugs. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now. But for sure, I'm almost done with it though. Once I'm done with it, it's crazy. Appreciate you, gang, for sure, mugs. For sure. I appreciate you guys for watching, though. Appreciate it. So what's gonna happen next? Let's see. Goes back to where I kind of say about knowing London. So London starts. When does London start? It says right now. Oh, 3. Not till over here. London. Oh yeah, it is at 3. So London is not till right here. Hey, give me a sec. I'm gonna mute her real quick. All right, back. I'm back. All right. check something. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys still watching though, hit that like button. Appreciate it. We're gonna be grinding every day. Alright, so like I'm saying, so highs and lows and gaps. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna hop off right now. Alright, I'm gonna hop on. I'll see you guys tomorrow for sure. Same time tomorrow. Hey bro, could you explain what's up with the yen pair? Yeah, I only trade gold and NAS, bro.